Hi, Strange Groove listeners. This is Ian from Locarius, and I'm here with Biffy, my social media support animal, and we wanted to let you know that Locarius is Canada's best ticketing platform. If you go to locarius.io and you book a demo, you could save 15% on your platform fees for 2 years. So come on over and come meet the team from Atlantic Canada, and maybe you'll get to meet Biffy too. Hope you enjoy this episode. Talk later.
Welcome back, strange crew. You are tuned into another trip through life's deep cuts. We hope you enjoy the ride.
Keep it strange.
2, 1. We are rolling. Let's go.
Yeehaw!
Yeehaw! We're ready to go. How's everybody doing today?
Great. How are you?
We're doing good. We're excited though, and I know like you guys are in the week out. It's planning. It's crazy. We're excited that you were able to get on today. I know so many people, from us, really just even coming to Sommo last year, we really found out so much about the community and the culture. And just how many people are really working for both festivals and how important it is and how it's evolved every year. And I think it really made us see how thoughtful all the activations were, how thoughtful each stage was. It really made us see things differently, and it made us have a way higher expectation for the things that we would actually attend from a safety perspective. And now what we're seeing from a social perspective is there's so many more people also coming out this year as well. So I'm really excited to talk about that and to see what the festival's going to look like this year. And the lineup's fucking nuts. I'm thrilled. So I'm really excited. So thanks for taking the time. I know you're busy, so thank you.
We're excited to have you guys back. We just had to set the hook with Sommo, and then you had to come see the festival that kind of started it all. So we're excited to have you at Cavendish too.
Yeah,
can't wait.
We are really excited. Like I said, it really was a game changer when we came out last year and just seeing how different your team really approaches things very proactively. There wasn't anything that ever felt last minute or rushed. Everything felt so thoroughly thought out. And as concert goers and as people who want to support new artists and just new festivals and things, it was a breath of fresh air. And to see it, attracting the talent that it is and the people, can you talk to us a little bit about what that's been like for you as the organizer and your team? Because it's a big feat, and I know how much work it has to be,
Yeah, we have an incredible team. We have an incredible team, and we've had incredible teams over the years that have just, that take, as someone who I thoroughly enjoy going to festivals and concerts too, and to, the experience, that whole, it's so much more about the music, and our goal is, obviously Cavendish has been here since 2009, but our goal and our, what we consider successful is to continue to be here in 15 years. And to do that, we can always get, sorry, not always, you can't always get the big acts and the hot acts of the day. And so, there is years where you're grinding it out and trying to piece together lineups. And that's where the experience lives or dies a bit, where people trust you that it's going to be a great experience. And your music is a big part of it, and the acts are a big part of it, obviously. But, I think we hear time and time again where maybe people don't necessarily enjoy coming to festivals, too big of crowds, things are a little chaotic or whatever, but come back year after year, see the same friends year after year, that from whatever, all over Atlantic Canada. So it's something we take great pride in, responsibility in, and I've probably grown up in the hospitality industry as well. Like that's our goal is to provide the best hospitality that we can. And there's no question there's challenges with when you have 20,000 people in the field in Cavendish and doing so, but it's glad to hear that some people notice some tweaks and some different changes that we do for for all the festivals. So, but yeah, the team does a great job, and we have a year-round team who tries to think of everything. It's nice that you think there's no last-minute things, but there's a few, I'm sure.
Well, you guys don't look like you're upset at each other or freaking out or that things are unraveling. At least the ruse is working. But I think something I've always really respected from you when we first interviewed you and seen just how much work was going into, your firm and just rolling out these festivals and making sure from a hospitality, a riders, a media, a concert lineup, a community, a cleanup, your use of the word responsible is actually awesome, because I think you're one of the most responsible organizers and business owners I've ever met, because you seem to test everything instead of just putting it there, hoping that it'll work. You seem to test it, knowing how people might use it, knowing what the safety precautions could be, knowing how people are going to enjoy those side stages. Like, it seems like anytime we've ever come to PEI, to something that you guys have put on, everything from the way that media shows up to how people are being situated to just hanging out during the day, it's so different than anything we've ever been to. Rockfest, Osheaga, big Lollapalooza. Like, we've never been to anything like Cavendish or Sommo. It feels like the festival you wanted to curate in your mind, and somebody did it. So thank you for doing it, because I had never really been to PEI much. I'm 36. I'd only really been a few times growing up. I had a lot of friends, a lot of businesses that we do work with, but I think what it's really done is it's really shown a lot of light on your region to the global world in a way. So by you guys putting on these festivals, by being such a tight-knit team, by believing in something and actually doing the hard fucking work, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I know 506 has done this for St. John, I feel like it's bringing your community closer together, so it maybe helps other businesses and other artists maybe pick up their socks isn't the word, but it helps the hustle for them to continue to nurture what it is that they want to do creatively and in their business.
Yeah, that's we always anything that we do, we strive to be the best, and there's often times where we fail that, obviously, and I think it's over the years, like a lot of the things you mentioned, like we didn't get here overnight by no means. So I think every year we're just picking one or two things that's like, okay, how do we improve this and how do we improve this, and then you do that, you stay consistent with that year after year with anything,
right.
Is you get pretty far down the list of stuff that what works and what doesn't, and then new challenges arrive, and then you move things to the top. And I think we're at a good point now with our site and the amount of people we attract, and how the whole business case works for it is now we get to kind of have fun and kind of maybe fix things that aren't necessarily problems. And it's like, oh, what improvements can we make to just certain things? So that is very exciting for me and the team now too, is that next evolution of the site. And I think hopefully you'll see some major improvements over the next few years on the festival grounds.
So I guess before we get into the exciting lineup this year, are there any things that are new on the festival grounds this year? Anything that you kind of built or expanded upon that you're excited for, patrons to check out?
Yeah, I think one big change that we made this year is we added the GA Plus area. So we kind of extended our fence, and we've seen a lot of festivals doing it, and it's kind of like an upgraded GA area, kind of like an oasis where people can go. You have your own bathrooms, your own bar. There's your own food truck, kind of to get away from the crowds.
Right.
And then you go back to view the show. So it's we're excited to kind of trial that. I feel like any ticket type that we add, I feel like it always takes us a year or two to kind of figure it all out, what the consumer wants, what the consumer demands. So that'll be interesting to get some feedback on that this year. And then another thing, last year we did the bracelet pay. So, and that was a big technology jump for us and the fans. So that's something that too is, we'll try anything or almost anything. But it doesn't always work 100%. So this year we're kind of going step back a little bit. So you'll be able to pay with debit and credit at the bars as well as your wristband. So the people that did
Please,
enjoy the
everybody.
wristband. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So, I think that just creates more flexibility for everybody. So I think, I hope everyone's happy with that. So those would be kind of the two, not major changes, but two changes for this year.
And for the GA Plus area, so where did that idea come from? Like, did it come from feedback from patrons saying like, hey, we need kind of a separate spot, or was it one of those things where you're looking at what other festivals are doing and you're like, oh, that could actually be a great fit?
Yeah, no, a little bit of both. I think our VIP has sold out for however, it sells in the first week for the last 10 years. So we knew there was demand for a premium type experience or some sort of increased experience. So, that was one. But then also a lot of the team, we do a little like research and development trips or best practice trips and festivals that we go to. We've seen that, and even ones that we just view from afar. We see that they're selling out those type of experiences. So I think, how do we continue to, we're lucky enough that we own our site, which is different than a lot of other festivals. So we can play with it and see what works and move fences around and, random things.
Absolutely. So tell us about the lineup this year.
Super excited. I think first time we've ever had two females, so we're pretty excited with that.
Hell yeah.
One of them being, global legend, Shania. We've been after her for probably since day one, I would say, trying to get her. So it's that's been amazing. So she's great. And then Lainey, I think she's the 2-time entertainer of the year for CMAs. So she's just been absolutely on fire, I feel, the last 6 or 8 months. So yeah, really not lucked out, but got lucky with those two, and then Tyler just has a full catalog of hits too, I feel. So our super excited about our 3 headliners and just kind of where we ended up. And then personally, there's some of the undercard is probably where I'm super excited for as well. And I think there's some like Stephen Wilson Jr. probably is up there for me of someone that's really exploded since we booked him. Yeah. He's great. Y Flores. And then, there's some on the kitchen stage, which is probably one of my favorite things to go to throughout the weekend. Got some good mix of like kind of classic country with Daryl Worley to like lots of East Coast representation. We got, Adam Baldwin's playing Shania Night, Pretty Archie's there.
Yeah.
Saturday or Friday night, and Rum Ragged's like right before Laney. So I think that tent's going to be just buzzing all weekend. So it'll be fun.
Yeah, that's gonna be really, really exciting. I think, for a lot of people, like, it's just for me, having these artists, come to our region is a big deal, and we're seeing it more. We're seeing a lot of comedy come to Halifax. We're seeing, Nickelback on the Hill. We're seeing a lot of things. Okay. And it gives us all this ability to kind of see, like you said, improvements. How do we help the consumer experience? How do we make artists also want to come to our festivals and work with our businesses? And, for me, I'd waited a long time to see Shania Twain. And, she played in Moncton a couple years ago, and I was really hesitant to go because I didn't want to be with a bunch of older women screaming Shania Twain, right? But that's shitty of me to say, and I'll own that. But I just thought I'd have a fun.
There might be a few of those. There might be a few of those
I'd
next
have a
Thursday.
funner time in my kitchen, right? Because I don't drink, and I just figured I don't want to go all the way up to Moncton and pay these insane ticket sales. But when we decided to go see her in Vegas, there was a lot of TikToks about her residency and how it wasn't her and how things have changed. And I'll tell you, if anyone is listening or watching right now that has not seen Shania, that is going to Cavendish, she will blow your fucking mind. Her work ethic as an artist, I don't have to explain that to anyone that's a fan of her, but her even being able to sing today is a miracle on its own. Seeing her come out at a templated residency show, all I kept saying to everybody, like our friends, I was like, I cannot wait to see her in PEI on Canadian soil, because she plays a show here, and it's very templated, and it's professional, and it's done well to the minute. And when it's done, it's done. There's no encores. But when I think about seeing Shania and Lainey at Cavendish, there's something prideful about what's been happening with politics and stuff too. It's about showing people a good time and showing them that there's places in Canada that there's such good food, there's such good working people, such great businesses, that are on PEI. And for the past year, we've been working with so many people now on PEI just from coming over to the festival. So I really hope that anyone who hasn't got to see these artists, this is your time to see them in our backyard. So go hang out, partner up with those drunk, crazy women, because we'll be there right there with you.
Yeah, no, we will be.
She blew my. She and her guitar players, like their whole show is phenomenal, and like she is an entertainer, and she is so proud to be Canadian. So I cannot wait to see her at Cavendish. So again, for anyone who hasn't seen her, like I'm pumped, but this is like going to be seeing her like for the first time again, because knowing what I've seen in Vegas was amazing, but seeing her outside, being able to like be in Canada and like, just knowing where she came from, I'm so excited. And I'm so stoked for you guys to be able to bring her and Lainey and Tyler, like just the bands that you guys are bringing. It's friggin' awesome to see.
Yeah, no, we lucked out a bit, I think, with Shania this year. So we're like I said, thrilled that we can have the opportunity to get her to come back. She was here, not with us, but she was here in 2014, or I believe. So it's been 11 years since she's been to PEI. So
yeah, it's going to be awesome.
And never to Cavendish. So I think a lot of our fans that come year after year, maybe they caught her in Moncton. I'm not sure, but just to provide them the opportunity is what a way to kick off night one.
So people have probably been just messaging your team like crazy. You guys have been obviously putting out all the things that you can bring, that you can't bring, good ideas, bad ideas. Ben, what is your top 3 things that people need to bring to survive Cavendish?
Ooh, good question. Sunscreen for me, because I'm pretty fair skinned. So that is number 1. Ooh, koozie to keep the beer cold or the tides cold.
Like that.
And you got to download the app and you got to do the schedule. I think you can get lost in the whole festival, any festival, not just ours. And I think there's so many great acts that are coming. We have 50 plus acts coming. So, you can set it up in your calendar. You can notify. It's like, oh, you get too busy talking to someone or whatever. And you're like, oh shit.
Adam Baldwin. Yeah.
He's playing the kitchen stage at 6:30. I got to get up there. So
use the app, sunscreen. Love that.
Beer cozies.
And beer cozies. That's important shit. You got to know that. And I know like you guys really, you go above and beyond for assortment of food and beverages, games, activations. So a lot of people, like, you really don't have to bring a lot, but I assume
there's lots to do on site.
Yeah. What has been the strangest inquiry that you've had so far?
For this year?
Yeah. Or ever.
Oh, I don't know about ever. I don't know if I can go all the way back. I feel like this year's been like okay. I was one of the craziest things, and this is when obviously safety is a huge concern with the artists, and especially on the countryside, a lot of people are coming from like the southern states or whatever. So we get tons of questions every year, whether it's an armed officer or one year was a bomb sniffing dog. They wanted to sniff around the site, and I was like, I don't. First of all, there's not one on PEI, I don't think, and so I was like, it's impossible for us to get that.
But if you want to come over and provide it, go ham.
I was like, I can put a vest on my dog and just walk him around if you'd like, but there's nothing happening. But it's so funny. It's very stringent on that side, kind of in the lead up in the day of. But kind of when they get on site, it's just like it's like something, everyone just relaxes a bit, and it's like, oh, you try to explain PEI is a little slower pace, a little different, blah blah blah, and it really takes them getting there to really appreciate it, and then because obviously we have acts that come back year after year, not year after year, sorry, but a number of times, and the second and the third times are just completely different. conversations. It's just like, oh yeah, no, we're good. Just what do you need and all that stuff. So.
Well, I'm really excited, and I'm pumped for the the artists that haven't been to the island maybe before and who are revisiting, because I know that this has done a lot for like tourism and just it helps you guys with future planning and stuff as well. It helps people make future plans on coming to Canada as well, and I think that's great, and it helps a lot of business owners. We have a few clients on PEI, and I know like these festivals, they know that there's an influx of people, so it's making them tighten up their businesses as well. So I think it's good for everyone. And I think, props to you and your team. Like, I know that you guys are super busy, and you're working year round, like you said, and everyone like Nicole, everybody that we've ever met has been some of the best people we've ever worked with. And, just genuinely really looking forward to seeing you guys again and seeing the crew and, just meeting new people. We met so many new people that came into our audience over the past year just through the festivals, right? So,
Great.
Yeah, like we're really excited, sincerely, and can't wait to come out and visit.
We're excited to have you back. I think it's obviously being on the East Coast, we need as many voices amplifying all the good things that are happening. So that's where Nicole and the PBR team's great too, and just have it. We need to continue to get that out there, and so shout out to you guys and thank you for that, and all the media people that have come. That's so important for us to continue to grow.
And you take care of them, so well. So really, really appreciate that too. Pardon me. See you. Well, good. I'm really excited, and we really appreciate your time. We know you're busy. You're like, less than a week out, so like you got planning to do. So
we appreciate your time.
Always lots going on, so it's great catching up with you guys.
Absolutely. And for those that are planning a last-minute trip, where can people find tickets, all that fun stuff?
Tickets to CavendishBeachMusic.com. There's still tickets available for every night. We'll take them all, and along with the sunny weather.
Yes, don't wait, folks.
Shania's to go. We'll see you there.
Yes, absolutely. We'll see you there. And thank you everyone for watching. And until next time, keep it strange.
If you've enjoyed this, then you have to hit strangegrooves.com for more amazing content. To support this podcast and music community, go to patreon.com/strangegrooves. As always, keep it strange.